Good morning, good evening, and good night. And welcome to another episode of a Good Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Jamal Good. Welcome back, world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I cannot do it by myself. I am joined today by Chris. Chris, how are you doing today, sir?
Good evening, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we're running with the pack. It's late night, so the wolves always come out at night.
What are you talking about? We did an episode last week. It just got flagged and didn't air. What do you... What?
What did y'all do?
Oh,
What
well,
we
huh? We did. It was like, everybody, it was a lot. You were there too. Everybody, it was awesome. Uh, also joined today by Will. Will, how are you? Here we go.
Good evening, those are Good Wrestling Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Wild Bills. With this particular player being Rocket Pop. Wild Bills. These are very good sodas. I suggest you buy them. This episode is also sponsored by Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise. All right, out now. Pick it up on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox 360, and, well, not 360, Xbox One and Xbox Series S. It's also brought to you by Capcom Fighting Collection. Pick it up now on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch.
We are not getting paid for that. We are not getting paid for that at all.
I had to think of something because I ain't had nothing. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Then I don't feel like getting anything else right now. I'm just too late right here.
So we are we're not joined today by Buddy and Aaron because they had to fly back to Buddy's home country in the UK to pay respects to the Queen. So they won't be on the show. They're on a plane right now.
What?
My bad. Long live the king. Go ahead, Prince Charles, King Charles, whatever you want to call yourself. Well, wow, a week to 3 weeks of wrestling that we just haven't talked about.
I thought we did talk about it. We just got flagged.
We want to recap on that though. That's what we're gonna do since we talked about it already. We're gonna recap on what happened in the last 2-3 weeks, just so they bring the audience, because they didn't get a chance to see the episode because YouTube flagged it. You know what I mean? Big news. Phil and the All Elite. Me personally, as good as Phil is, he's also a hindrance problem. I can't find the right word I'm looking for.
Some would call it a cancer.
Yes.
That works, yeah.
I can agree with that word. Yeah, I mean, you're such a great talent, but you're literally all about self, and you don't want to help the organization grow, which sucks. But
Jamal, is he really great?
I mean, is a rock?
Are we talking about
is
the first pipe bomb, or now?
Wait. Are you talking about the first pipe bomb, the second pipe bomb, or now?
No, when you say he's great, but what is he? I mean, we know he can talk on the mic, but is he someone that's going to give you maybe early Punk when he was younger, could probably on the indie scene, probably was a great wrestler.
So you talking about like ROH and like fucking and like pre 2014 Punk?
Pre-UFC? Yes. He was great. He was a good talent. Now? Nah. It's like you got Wolverine and now you got Logan. You know what I mean? Logan about to die. You know what I mean? He's just at that point where all his powers are
failing.
gone. You still got your antimanium as your mic skills. You still got that, but your healing ability, nah, B. That your wrestling talent is all gone. Damn, that was a good analogy. But
not only that, but if this is just me, this man's more injury prone now than he was beforehand.
But you gotta figure he older now. Now, granted, a lot of the older wrestlers that we grew up on,
I was about to
injury prone about that. I mean, they were.
I was about to say, Sting is much older than him. He hasn't been injured since the Seth Rollins thing.
But Sting also doesn't wrestle as much as Punk
That
did.
doesn't mean much.
But you also have to take into account your body builds up a tolerance for those type of bumps. And he was gone. When did he stop wrestling?
2014.
And he did MMA, and then he came back to wrestling in what, 2020?
Yeah.
Or 2021? Yeah, that's a long time for your body not to take those type of bumps.
That's kind of the same one with Edge when he was forced to retire. And then he came back, and it wasn't his first official match. It was a match he had against Randy Orton where he got injured and had to be out for a minute. But he was
toward the back, right?
I think it was a torn pec. But prior to that man was running.
Yeah, I just now on the All Elite part of it, you know, as a EVP, you should be able to. It's gonna sound horrible. Should be able to control yourself because it is a business. You know what I mean?
That is the problem, and you know, a lot of times he just shoots, but there's a lot of truth to when he shoots. Triple H is a freaking genius because in their Hall of Fame speech, he's like, it doesn't matter if you have a title to your name. These guys have not shown themselves to be businessmen.
So yeah, that was the one we used when he got introduced with DX because he had Billy Gunn with him too. Now, so the thing about that is, the funny thing about that scenario is like Triple H isn't wrong, and yet this whole situation was twofold because let's be fair, Punk has come off the biggest victory of part of his career right now, beating Jon Moxley, and the first thing he does is, and then you have your biggest rival come out to, you know, set up a potential feud, and the first thing you do is, you know, cause a scene. Doesn't help that this man was already injured to begin with, so he's probably going to drop the tire regardless.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. The whole press conference after it, dumb as shit. How about we stop that?
They got it from New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan does it. New Japan does that a lot,
and they do it very well. Because I watched it and I sent it to you guys in the group chat, and Tony Khan looks completely uncomfortable whole time.
He looks like he's done like 4 lines of coke and drunk the whole time in Gorilla. That's what he looks like when he's doing that. So eyes are like this.
So the thing is, like, you know, like if you want to do some of that for New Japan, like some of the New Japan, because what New Japan does, like they'll have the match and then they'll film the people coming backstage and do whatever all the talking they did, and then go about their business afterwards. Like you don't necessarily have to do a media scrum. You can get their thoughts right after they're done, and they just go about their business afterwards. Granted, it was still kind of a weird idea. Granted, it was still a bit of a because no one knew CM Punk was going to do that. No one knew that.
You gave him a live mic. It's like giving Scott Steiner a live mic.
But we got Steiner out of Scott Steiner having a live mic.
But here's the thing. Just like we were like, is the MJF thing a work or was it real?
Yeah.
This stuff is a work. Let's be honest.
Nah. See, the MJF stuff, you can make the excuse that was a work. Nah, this one seemed more like a legit shoot.
The reason I'm gonna agree with Will is that when he started calling Colt by his real name, yeah, that shit became.
We call him Scott.
Yeah. Now, not only that, but the thing that happened afterwards, yeah, you actually had police coming to the picture. If this was a shoot, and this was a work, you probably wouldn't really have police. Actually, you would have cameras back. You had like a segment on YouTube on a YouTube channel, like maybe like a few days afterwards, saying what this is what happened after All Out. No. This was a whole ass shit.
But think about how they wrote. Nobody made any reference to MJF after all that went down.
Well, you got to also think that when it happened, it was hold on, we suspended. We're taking all the belts, and then they put them up. That's something that you wouldn't normally do if it was a work. You know what
Why
I mean?
not? Who's running that
So
company and booking?
they took all
That
the
doesn't mean
belts
nothing.
and suspended them.
So Chris is saying, if this was really a work, we would have again interim champions, not new champions.
So for the audience, a work is basically something that's planned out, and then a shoot is real life. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
Like so like it's really kind of hard to make this seem like an actual work, because not only did you have your world champion come out and call out somebody who hasn't been on TV in months by his actual government name, call your EVPs, call out your EVPs, call out one of your top stars in the company. Then on top of that, get in the brawl with the EVPs, who are also some of your top stars of the company. Then the next week then a few days later, you strip all 4 members, all 4 people of championships, hold a random not random. It wasn't even a random match. It was a plan match, but make that plan match to a title match and set up a whole tournament to crown a new champion. It's hard.
They called back John Moxley and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, because Mox was supposed to be on a 6-week vacation. So like
go ahead.
Like, it's hard for me to really sit and say, yeah, I agree, this is a work. I can't really see that.
I keep saying, I've even said this in our group chat. Tony Khan needs a wrestling guy doing stuff for him. He has to take his hands off this. It is getting bad. People are getting injured. It is.
Well, okay. So the injury thing, even if he had a wrestling guy, you can't predict that. That's not a hint of that. The injury thing is kind of a whatever. It's part of business. You can't control that. The other thing,
to a point you can, because
to an extent, but realistically,
right now they got free reign in doing whatever the hell they want. There's a lot of indie shit that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of injuries.
And a lot of
WWE, like, we're not gonna go ahead. You can't go ahead and do that 450 splash. You know what I mean? Where, over in AEW, they just like, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Well, the other way to look at it is WWE, Vince and Triple H have had experience dealing with them, if not in Triple H's case, injuring people. Let's be fair. Because think about it. Triple H has had cases of being injured, if not injuring people on accident, and Vince has had to deal with people being injured on his watch. That wasn't necessarily indie people, but his stars. So that's why I say to an extent you can, but realistically, it's probably going to happen. It's the nature of the business. Now, that being said, yes, there's some steps you can take to try and work on that, which is one of the reasons why I said before, and a lot of talent that we see on Dark do not need to go up on Dynamite for obvious reasons. Some of them should just stay on Dark or just whatever. Now, some of the ones that you like, some of the ones like I gotta say a Ricky Starks or Ricky Starks, a Matt Hardy, a Mox Jericho, even a Daniel Garcia. Yeah, they can be on Dynamite and Rampage because you've seen they actually know what they're doing and how to actually work with people and not kill nobody.
Yeah, I think I'll say, you have a good point, Will. I think I'll position it by saying they need to clean up a lot of the stuff that they have. I mean, don't get me wrong, NXT has a lot of botches too, but that's not a premier product for WWE as of right now. But this is just simple stuff that's on their mainstream television stuff where it's just like, come on, guys, did y'all not talk this stuff out before you came outside, came to the ring? And sometimes less is better. You can tone down some of your stuff and save it for your bigger shows.
I do agree. I do agree, but that's honestly for a lot of wrestling companies, because even with WWE, where they plan out a lot of stuff beforehand, there's still some mistakes that happen. AEW, AEW do need to clean up a lot of stuff, because I've seen it happen. Because I'll sit back and watch Impact, I'll watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite. I'll watch all that, and I'll be watching like everyone's like that was a screw up. That was a screw up. That was a screw up. They took too long. This and the. I see it in practically every company. So
See,
I
be at home like you fucked up. You fucked up.
Come on, Jamal. Sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? I obviously need him. There
Yes,
you
you do. And you drop your words wall though. But yeah, they definitely do need a lot of cleaning up. AEW does. And at the same time, I do agree. Tony Khan needs another hand to help him get a lot of stuff under control. Now, on the flip side, though, it looks like Moxley is trying to take up the mantle of locker room leader. Which, to be fair, if I were to pick anyone to be that, it would be him or Brian.
Are you crazy?
Why?
Jericho.
Jericho doesn't care. I mean, he helps a little, but he doesn't care.
Why not?
Go ahead, Jamal.
No, go ahead. What was you about saying? Go ahead.
The hard part with AEW, a lot of those guys are for themselves, opposed to.
Yo, why are you trying to picture Carmella, yo?
She looked hot in that picture.
Look! If Corey Graves come after you, don't blame me.
I was never a fan of Carmella, but thank you. Enjoy.
Yeah, this so y'all. You see why he can't focus. He's being distracted.
I was. There's a lot to be distracted. Just a lot being distracted about.
Anyway, go ahead, Chris.
But I think all in all, I go back to why was AEW created, and they're slowly but surely becoming WCW 2.0, and I want to see the maturation of all the younger stars. Like the four pillars are essentially obsolete.
Not really.
And it's crazy.
Not really, honestly. So the four pillars were Sammy, Jungle Boy, Darby, and MJF.
Which one of them have a belt right now?
Well, Sammy and Jungle. Well, his name just because you don't necessarily have to have a belt to be a top star. I'm granted, yes, Sammy and Darby all former champions. They're still technically top stars. Think of how many W stars we have that are top stars without belts. Grant, and mind you, here's something too. It kind of goes back to that whole statement. The title shouldn't make the man should make the title. Darby and Sammy did what they could, and it's time for them to do other things. MJF is the only one that hasn't had a title, and now this became his time to shine. Jungle Boy is a former tag team champion. While it would be nice to have him have a single title, at least you can sit there and say he's been champion.
Yeah, I want to see, like, I know I might seem like an AEW hater, but I want to see them do well. Tony is in over his head. It's like he's playing fantasy wrestling. And he just needs bring William Regal in. Ask Jim Ross. I mean, Jim Ross might be he's long in the tooth, but this guy has been in a corporate entity, and he should know his stuff.
But the thing about JR is he doesn't really want to go back in that. He's stated so himself. William Regal, I don't know. But JR has stated that he does not want to go back in that position because of his age.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. Just consult him like, hey, what would work?
I mean, if anything, keep JR. If anything, have JR consult the talent, because I
don't trust nobody that can't smile all the way. Speaking of
wow,
this barbecue sauce is great.
Wow, Chris, did you hear this, man?
Damn, it's a comedy show. What the fuck? Speaking of which, bad locker room. Malachi Black addressed the issue of him leaving. Read the article earlier, or I read his statement earlier today that he put out. He really didn't want the mental health thing to get out. And apparently someone in AEW higher ups leaked it.
It's not Brandy Rose. Brandy Rose is not the brand ambassador, brand officer. So whoever the brand officer is the person, or the media did that one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of messed up.
And he should sue.
He basically said that if you don't hear from him, don't believe it. Me personally, I think he didn't like the
Booking, direction.
the back office, and he's probably, I'll give him a couple months. He's probably gonna end back over in the WWE.
I think he has a 90-day clause with them.
Yeah, but I mean, you left because you got fired. Can't even say you left. You went over there. You did your thing. Your House of Black was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
Malachi
Black was the case was he didn't leave of his own accord. The man got cut, and it wasn't even his fault. He got cut before his storyline could actually go somewhere.
Yeah, it was Vince. The sad part is Vince.
Was it Vince or was it Mr. Khan?
I said it was both.
No, Vince just doesn't. Vince is, if you can't connect with the crowd, he doesn't believe. Like, he'll push you to the back, and
but you don't get a chance to connect with the crowd.
Yeah, well, it all because Vince was Vince had to have his hand on everything. But I think with Triple H, a lot of these guys know what Triple H can do and what he allows them to do, and that's what they see. But Vince, if you're not 270, 260 pounds with muscles, you really have to be something special, a la Seth Rollins or Shawn Michaels, for him to say, you know what, I can run with you. But I think with Triple H at the helm, I think we're going to see a lot more of everybody getting an opportunity.
Well, not everybody, just because the one thing you gotta give Tony, the only thing you kind of gotta give Tony Khan credit for is he gets the idea that not everyone is going to be able to get a chance.
But you got so much talent that you could, and what you're doing is just taking those former WWE stars and just here. This is what you are. When you got talent in your AEW dark that you could be using.
So here's the thing about the whole talent argument. This kind of goes back to what the issue we had with WWE, where they had a shit ton of people but not enough time. In WWE's case was worse because you had 2 shows to put all the people on, and yet you didn't see a good chunk of them.
But that's the bookings problem, where you don't have to keep showcasing the same people every week, day and day. And that's all they did.
But my point kind of goes back to it. Kind of goes to AEW as well. Like, you have a lot. Yes, they have a lot of people. Yes, some people might be on the injured list and everything, but you have a lot of people on there. And I get having your main stars on there consistently because, let's be fair, what's the point of having a top star if they're not there on a regular basis? They don't even gotta be on both shows. At least have them on one show once a week, and they don't even gotta wrestle. Just have them show up and do a promo or something.
Well, I'll take somebody like Darby Allin. Now, Darby looks like somebody that you would find at Hot Topic or Spencer's behind, putting up some T-shirts or something like that. But when you look at since AEW has started, we could all say Darby has been in some great programming with a lot of the stars. And what's the payoff?
He gonna Michael Vick that shit. Watch. He gonna Michael Vick that shit where he was running, and he gonna get hurt all the time. Watch.
Well, Darby Allin's payoff was he became TNT champion and he had to defend it. Because remember I told you, Chris, not everyone is set to be a world champion. Darby Allin, let's be fair. Could you really see Darby as the AEW world champion?
Yes. I can see him, Orange Cassidy, maybe not Jungle Boy. Probably Jungle Boy now that I think about it. MJF, I can see them.
We're not talking. Okay, MJF aside. This is more on lines of, and it's ain't about how they look and everything. It's more on lines of presence and believability.
Well, let me ask you this: was RVD a champion?
RVD, I can see RVD being a champion.
But was he a champion?
He was a champion.
Yeah. Was Sabu a champion?
No, Sabu was not a champion.
He was never ACW champion.
Was he? I don't think so. I gotta look that up.
I think he was.
He might have been. I gotta look that up. But go ahead.
Been wild.
Huh?
What I'm saying is these guys are all smallish in stature, and to your point, the believability. Like, come on, dude, you're about 140 pounds soaking wet going against a guy that's 320 pounds. There's no way that you shouldn't be winning. But Rey Mysterio has had a 30-year career of proving that theory wrong. So, but I say that to say
Sabu is a 2-time ECW heavyweight champion.
give him a chance. How many times are you gonna?
Well, the other thing about believability isn't necessarily. The other thing about believability isn't necessarily because Chris is kind of going in and out. But the other thing about believability isn't necessarily whether people can believe them. It's more on lines of who's coming to see you.
You gave Cesaro a chance,
right? But this is like
I really think, as much as a lot of people don't like him and don't like his gimmick, me personally, I would have ran with Sonny Kiss ass. Pause. I would have ran I would have. He could have rocked him. He could have been TNT champion. I don't know heavyweight, but he could have been TNT champion and ran with that shit.
So here's my example, right? Daniel Bryan, for example, right? Daniel Bryan became world champion. Why? Because he had the movement behind him. They knew at that point. They knew, despite the fact they didn't want him to be champion, they knew people were coming to see him. CM Punk, when he first became champion, they knew people wanted to see him. I gotta give my boy Jeff Hardy. How big was Jeff Hardy's fan base? And this man was not seen as world championship material. And yet he knew people would come to see Jeff Hardy. People would pay tickets to see Jeff Hardy. None against Darby Allin, but realistically, do you think a lot of, we all know a lot of people are gonna come see MJF. He's a heel, so they come see him. They're gonna want to see him. They're gonna want to see him do the title. Sammy Guevara, at this point, Sam is a heel, so some people are gonna want to see him get his ass beat. So if he ever became champion, yeah, people may come see Sammy Guevara get his ass beat. But this goes to my question: realistically, with your casual, not including the hardcores are gonna come, but you gotta bring outside people. Who's gonna want to come see Darby Allin?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head with Jeff Hardy. Who thought they would come? Jeff Hardy did some crazy crap in WWE, and Darby does the same thing.
Right. But the thing is, like I said, Jeff Hardy had a fan base behind him. Darby has fans, but it was nowhere near as big as Jeff Hardy. And it was kind of proven they knew Jeff was going to come see people going to come see Jeff. Now that being said, I actually wouldn't mind seeing Darby Allin as a world champion. I wouldn't mind seeing someone bigger than him kind of wrench that title off him. I would not mind seeing that. I'm just thinking realistically, the likelihood of that happening is not that high. Him being TNT champion wasn't a bad start. It was a bad start. But in the same way, you can use that as to bring the idea of him being world champion.
Yeah.
Now on the flip side though, he also has Sting behind him. So Sting can bring a presence. So yes, I wouldn't mind Darby being world champion with Sting being that voice in his ear tell him go at it, but don't kill yourself. And Darby just doesn't listen.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think with the product that we're seeing, they're recycling the same people in the hunt. Moxley, you're running him rampant. I get it because people love Moxley because he's no nonsense. He's just going to go in there and do whatever.
Well, I think it's also because of the fact that Moxley has been a proven commodity. So, like similar to Jericho, Mox is a proven commodity. So it makes sense that you want to go with Moxley. However, that being said, I agree that I'd rather you not over rely on Moxley like WWE over relied on John Cena and how to over rely on Roman Reigns. Jamal, why are you blacker than the night sky?
I am the night. Some people are born. Some people come to the dark. I was born in the dark.
All right, Bane.
Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, so I wouldn't want AEW to over rely on John Moxley. This actually, to be honest, this is a good chance for them to get a title to Bryan. This is a good chance to get the title.
No. Give it to somebody new.
That's what I said. They're recycling the same people.
New.
Well, Brian has never been champion in AEW.
You got to, I know, but you got too much talent. Too much talent that could do it.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is right now. What I'm looking at right now is they're setting up for Mox to win and MJF to cash in. That's what it's looking like.
I get that.
But are we sure that's going to happen?
That's it. That's what it's looking like. I never said that's what sure is going to happen.
The reason you say that is because technically he's supposed to be on vacation right now.
Yes, right? Mox technically supposed to be on vacation right now.
You get him the belt. MJ cashes in. Now you got 6 weeks with MJF with the belt, and Mox
if not longer, and Mox can go on his vacation. You know what I mean? That way, Mox can get a chance to rest and recover, which leads MJF to go into a feud with somebody else.
But now MJF is in another stable with
well, actually, okay. So the way this stable set up is actually what we should have got with the Pinnacle. Soki said it best. They'll be there when MJF needs them, but if he doesn't need them, they'll do whatever they want. That's how it should have been with the Pinnacle. Be there when I need you, but when I don't need you, y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want. Y'all go have fun, run rampant. I don't care what y'all do. Just be here in my corner when I need you.
Look at this roster.
Alan Angels isn't there no more. And Helico, I'm not sure if he's still there.
Adam Cole is injured.
I'm just going through the roster.
Rock and I don't know about Rock.
And now some of these people are probably in ROH's roster as well.
Christian Cage is injured. Christopher Daniels does more behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, this must not be updated because they still got what you call on there? CM Punk.
I don't know if Frago's still on there. So there he might still be.
There you go, right there, the future champion.
I heard that.
He not there either.
Yeah, he's still suspended. Lance Archer is in Japan. Last I checked. Colorado is still injured. Malachi Black isn't there. Matt Sydal, haven't seen him really.
You can put the belt on him. I'm gonna stop.
Why is
yo, seeing Ortiz with no hair is weird. Is weird.
Why is Brody Lee still on the roster?
They're not gonna take him off. They're not gonna take him off.
I think most like
Scorpio Sky, another guy. I don't even know why Scorpio Sky resigned.
I think Scorpio still is out right now.
Going back to what you said earlier, Jamal, you do bring up a good point because Sonny Kiss, that is an angle that they could have ran with either as, like you said, TNT champion, or if you wanted to push the envelope, made him the women's champion.
Good.
Possibly. Or if you really want to push the envelope,
they're not going to do that.
Make him the TBS champion, have him beat Jade.
They're not going to do that. I knew where you were going at with that. They're not going to do that. now they could if she wins the world championship or the women's championship.
The AEW women's championship. So speaking of Jade, she's been on this run. So at this point, we kind of established she's probably gonna be undefeated for a while.
She gonna Goldberg this shit. Good.
So I guess the kind of question is like, so who do we feed to Jade next? And because this is kind of going the route of the Roman Reigns at this point. The Goldberg.
She hasn't wrestled Britt Baker yet.
I don't think she's gonna wrestle Britt Baker anytime soon.
Who else? I know Statlander's injured again, but that would be a recycle because she already had programming with Statlander before.
Yeah, Statlander is another one that's kind of injury prone, and it's sad to say about that.
It's not many people in AEW that she could go against again. Not unless you put Anna Jay against her again, but she's already beat Anna Jay 2 times.
So as far as the AEW women's division, she just beat Athena. The only person she hasn't beaten right now is Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm, to be honest. I think she's beaten Sheeta. Has she beaten Sheeta?
I don't think she's wrestled Sheeta yet.
That's your top right there. That's
So
the top
so,
rank.
so Tony Storm is technically the champion right now. So she hasn't faced Baker. She hasn't faced, to our knowledge, she hasn't faced Sheeta, and she hasn't faced Hater.
You know what's funny? They took
What?
out the stats right here. They used to have their records. They took it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, hold on. I'm sorry. Damn. Wait a minute. This says August the 31st. Hold on.
That's the rankings.
That's the newest ranking.
They just didn't update the roster for some weird reason.
Hold on. Let me stop this and go back over here. No, that was the newest ranking.
Yeah,
That's
they
crazy.
just didn't update the roster.
They haven't. No. They used to do the rankings every. No, they didn't do it every week. I thought they did it every week.
No, they did it. They did every week. They did it every week before Dynamite. That's why it was
3 weeks away.
They
But
normally.
maybe one of your EVPs was the one that was updating the social
That's
media.
I see what you did. I see what you did.
But that's like they normally update it every week before Dynamite.
Speaking of updates that are bullshit, at Crown Jewel, we will be having Roman Reigns going up against
The greatest social media influencer of all time,
Logan Paul.
Squash match.
Yo, I saw
in his third match.
I saw SmackDown, and I'm like, yeah, Logan's going to challenge Roman. This will be his second singles match, and third match overall.
Hey, this is crazy, bro.
Crazy. So apparently,
you gotta sell tickets.
Apparently, from my understanding, part of the reason they're doing this against Logan, having him go against Logan Paul is to, I guess, save a bigger feud for Roman for later.
Who else does he have? He has nobody left. I was trying to do it a couple shows ago.
He has Bobby. He has yet to fight Bobby yet.
He got Bobby. Well, he got the new Strowman.
No,
well, he's beaten Strowman, but yeah, he ain't got a new one. Okay,
get me started on Braun Strowman.
Okay, so I gotta say this about Strowman since he is now back. He's kind of going the Wardlow route with the whole powerbombs thing.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
Cause like, wasn't Strowman moved the running power slam at first? Why are you doing power? I mean, I get the powerbomb kind of fits better with his power game, but bro, all right, I'm gonna say this: as long as he don't start doing a powerbomb symphony, then it's whatever. Because I actually like Wardlow's powerbomb symphony.
I would prefer Braun Strowman to do the pounce or something like that because he's athletic.
You still want that pounce, bro?
You know that pounce, don't you? Yo?
That move is probably not coming back. The closest you got is from Willow Nightingale. I think he used it on the match.
Keith Lee does it.
I saw that.
What?
Willow Nightingale did that shit the other day.
But I'll be on. It would be cool to see the Fiend come back because the Fiend never beat Roman. He beat. Who knows if that's going to be a situation.
So the thing about the Fiend is, from my understanding, from my knowledge, no one really outside of WWE can pay for what he wants.
He probably wants $4 or $5 million.
Yeah, no one outside WWE is really weirdly.
Let's think about this. If you had a gimmick like that, and that shit was over, wouldn't you want $4 or $5 million too?
Well, he doesn't have. He's smart enough to have another gimmick if you allow him.
He had like 6.
Let's
that shit.
Well, let's see. The first gimmick was whack as all hell because that was Husky Harris. The second gimmick was Bray Wyatt. The third gimmick was technically the Fiend.
And then he got the fourth one, the Mr. Rogers. The Mr. Rogers.
Oh, that's Bray Wyatt. It's just it's like Heckle and Jock.
No, who? Yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah. But that shit, it worked.
But it
was the hottest thing going, and they let it go.
It was a 2-in-1, but it was still technically 3 gimmicks. And part of the reason is because, the thing about Bray Wyatt and the Bray Wyatt / the Fiend, they booked themselves into a corner.
How?
First off, this man comes in, fine and dandy, you immediately put him in a championship match against your top star, who had just won a title about a month ago, maybe a little month ago, whatever. No, he won a title Mania, got off a feud against Baron Corbin, and then you book him into a match. Strike number 1. Strike number 2. You put him and Rollins in probably the worst match I could possibly think of right now, especially because of the fact that feud wasn't even that bad, wasn't even that big. Hell in a Cell. That was strike number 2. Strike number 3, after giving him the belt, you basically feed him the Goldberg.
That's
three.
That's the best thing, yeah.
And the Randy stuff was pretty interesting too.
It was interesting up until WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then don't get me started, because that end of that match with Alexa Bliss, I'm like, everybody in the crowd was like,
what the fuck is going on?
Right. Yeah, what is the payoff from that?
Yeah. So like literally,
it was him getting fired. That was the payoff.
So literally, you had 3 strikes, a resurrection, and then a complete watered down payoff. They had 3 strikes, a resurrection, and a bad ending.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the whole burning thing. I didn't know how they were going to recover from it. And then
I actually like that. I like
a vignette of him just walking and I'm healed again. You Michael Myers now?
I like the whole. I like crispy bacon fiend.
But think about how many times they did that with the Undertaker, Jamal. Come on.
Much less Kane.
Who sucks, by the way.
You lucky buddy not here right now.
But
shout out, sorry, still in mourning of the Queen,
But let's talk about
long live Simba.
Let's talk about the big steppers in Hollywood and NYC right now. The former WWE women's tag team champions,
also former SmackDown and in one case Raw women's champion, Sasha Banks and Naomi. They've been having a fun time.
This is coming. I can see them coming back as kind of like what they tried to do with what was the girl's name?
Tamina?
Not Tamina. The one that was supposed to be the superstar. Was it
Aaron chick.
Eve Torres?
No. The one he said is trash.
Hey Torres. No.
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie. There we go.
Eva Marie, or I think that's what they're building up. Like that. Hey, we're bigger than WWE. We don't need WWE. I'm wondering if that's the gimmick or the build up that they're doing with them.
So, you want my opinion?
You don't care. I know that, but go ahead.
I don't. I really could care less because you came in, you didn't like the booking, you got mad, you took your ball, you went home. Let her go. Let her go.
She's not going.
We know you're not going to let go of Trinity Fatu. You know that's not going to happen. We get it. But Sasha, this is the second time she did that shit. Second time with the same belts. Let her go. Bye. Try to make it out there. See if you're good.
No.
We made you. We made you.
I mean, she's doing well enough for Hollywood, so.
All right, then. Bye. She did one season of Mandalorian, and she said she quit after that. She couldn't do it. Cena ever do that? No. Hogan ever do that? No. You know what I mean? Come on, y'all. If you good, you good. All right, look, you want us to, wrestle this person, wrestle that person, and take the L? All right, cool. It is what it is. We're still a champions, right? You fussed about being a champion with Bayley. We still a champion, me and Trinity. I got you. But I don't like the booking. Here's your belts. I'm gone.
So I think so this is gonna be weird for me to say this, but I think Sasha kind of took the Stone Cold Steve Austin route.
As what?
Well, remember when Brock Lesnar first came up, and Vince wanted Stone Cold to take the fall to Brock, and Stone Cold said no because there was no build to the feud. I think, and this is speculation. I think that's kind of the kind of route they took.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Like when you at the end of the day, you wanted them to go into this, what was it, a fatal 5-way?
6-way.
Yeah, 6-way. And you wanted Trinity to pin Sasha, and then you want to put Sasha in programming with whoever the SmackDown champion was.
Which was Ronda at the time.
Yeah, and then you wanted to put Trinity in programming with Bianca.
And both of them in the loser pay-per-view.
You can put them in a tag team match.
No.
Put them in a tag team match. Hold on. Put them in a tag team match. Then he got the belts on the line. Y'all win that way, but then y'all go your separate ways and lose individually.
So Jamal, what is the purpose? Here's at the end of the day, what were they?
They were champions.
What kind of champions?
Tag team champions.
Okay. Okay.
I'm lost.
Exactly.
Okay. What sense would
I get it? They could do singles work, but there was no. Go ahead, Will.
But it could have led up to that.
Okay. Here's the thing. What sense would it have made for Ronda to come to Raw to team up Bianca Belair just to go back to the pay-per-view to face Sasha alone?
All champions match. All champions in the match. You got the Raw and SmackDown versus the tag team.
But Jamal, that wasn't.
So that go ahead.
That wasn't the case. It was they went into it knowing they were going to lose. There was nothing for them to gain out of that.
Like it's not the case where, like, let's say you have Cena and Batista, two people are facing against each other, go for tag team titles, possibly win or have some issues where they end up losing. No, these are literally two champions facing their opponents.
Maybe I'm lost.
There's nothing. There wasn't anything for them. There wasn't a gain for them, and the problem is that they weren't building up the female tag team division, and that was Sasha's issue in the beginning. You got us losing to the Iconics.
Why accept the tag team championships again?
Because they were there's stuff that goes on in the back that we're not privy to, but from what they're saying,
we know Vince don't like that tag team shit anyway.
Well, right? He probably didn't like them because they were black.
No, he likes black women because he spent $5 million or without $12 million on a black woman. He likes black women.
So no,
he likes the black cooch.
So Chris, if you remember,
T-shirt.
Because you remember, it was Bayley and Sasha that kept begging Vince for tag team titles for the women. Because remember, he was not for it at all, not whatsoever. Both of them kept saying, "We need tag team titles. Women need tag team titles. Women need tag team titles. Women need tag team titles." And the idea initially was tag team titles for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They scrapped the NXT part, and it was just supposed to be Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, and
then like their first real title defense, they lose to the Iconics.
Yeah, at WrestleMania.
Yeah, granted, say more. First real title defense, lose to Iconics. Then Icons lose it.
But all right, cool. I got you. You want to promote the division, right? You all about women and making sure it's uplifted, right? All right, you lost the belts. Cool. Y'all go into a feud. You might lose again. Cool. Had the Icons hold the belt a little bit longer. You get back at it and you fight and win the belt.
But Jamal, to Will's point, they didn't even have the belts for a couple weeks or maybe a month or two.
About that. Like, okay. Let's go to the NXT women's tag titles. There's a complete different shift where you have Dakota and Raquel. They're given the titles because of what happened with the tag team title match, only to lose the same night to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. And then what did Shotzi and Ember Moon do? They defended them titles not every week, but it didn't defend them every week, but at least they defended them. They showcased them. They faced against different opponents, and you see them win and win and win. And when they finally lost the titles, it was a big deal. The Iconics, when they won it, we didn't see them for how long?
Andre the Giant holds the shortest reign as a champion, officially holding the belt for 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Well, that's because he sold it. He sold it and then became vacated.
Don't matter. That's the shortest reign ever.
Technically, yeah, you're not wrong. But okay, what I'm saying is this: like when Sasha and Bayley lost the belts and the Iconics won them, what happened to the Iconics? Not much.
Fired.
Not yet. Not right. Eventually, they didn't really defend.
Yeah, and they weren't. They were more of a gimmick than they were like real. People didn't really take them seriously as like wrestlers, like Bailey and Sasha.
So wait. What gets over in WWE? Gimmicks. No?
Okay, so here's the thing. Gimmicks can get over, but you need something to back the gimmicks up.
Yeah.
Like there's a like I said, going by the NXT side, there was a reason why Candice and Indy Hartwell winning the women's tag titles from Ember and Shotzi Blackheart was such a big deal compared to when I think it was Alexa and Nikki Cross won their titles from the Iconics. It was a bigger deal because with Ember and Shotzi, you saw the belt being built up as something that's actually a thing. Like, okay, these two women are trying to put these belts up on a higher degree. Okay, fine. So when they lost them, okay, I'm expecting some good things from this new tag team. The Icons didn't really. It's not really gimmicks. Just they didn't really do much. And then on top of that, in most cases with the women's tag team champions, they're mostly seen in singles feuds and rarely in tag team feuds. Like, go back to when Sasha and Bailey won it back. What was Sasha doing 90% of the time? Going after the Raw Women's Championship. It was kind of a moot point for her to be a tag team champion.
Yeah. You put the belts on us not to defend the belts. That's what it all boiled down to. And it's kind of like coming to, I mean, it depends on what type of person you are. That's like coming to work and saying, hey, I work here, but we don't want you to do what we need you to do. Yeah, we hired you to do this, but you're going to do that. And that's what it all boiled down to. Like, hey, I came here to wrestle. I want to promote this division, but you're putting me back in singles work again. And what's the payoff? Yeah.
Now it'd be one thing. It'd be one thing if there was they were just doing singles feud and they just having a team occasionally. But no, they was a legit tag team.
I think they'll be back. I'm thinking maybe Royal Rumble.
More likely, but no. Since we're talking about returns, yes, we did allude to earlier that Braun Strowman is back and everything. And right now, his first real match will be against Otis of the Alpha Academy. Karrion Kross, I'm kind of liking what they're doing with Kross, not having him wrestle all the time, and but having him appear on a regular basis, whether it be vignettes or attacking Drew McIntyre, is kind of building a repertoire for Kross. So when he actually fights an opponent of high caliber, you get to see what he'll do with that scenario. Because I'm not gonna lie, his first run was not that good.
That was Vince in his hand.
Because when I seen the entrance and Scarlet, the black and white, I'm like, this is how it should have been done. This is how it should have been done. This is what helps Kross get over. That's what Vince was doing.
I think in all the years of NXT, I don't know of any interest that had more that was better than Karrion Kross and Scarlet. The closest you get is Finn Balor when he brings the Demon King out. Yeah, I take that back. Yeah, Finn.
Yeah, Finn with the Demon King and Kross and Scarlet. I can't think of any other entrants that top that. And Jamal
Bailey, Bailey when she did the blow ups. The
hugger thing was pretty cool. Yeah. And the only other one, the only one I got was when Sasha rolled up in the fucking Mercedes. I think it was a Mercedes. Doing a takeover.
Rey Mysterio's entrance is
We're talking about NXT.
Bullshit. Can't allow that bullshit.
Rey Mysterio's old entrance when he used to pop up from the ground was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. No. That's still fucking something too.
You didn't like it?
No.
What's wrong with it?
I like his entrance into the casket better.
Hey yo, wait a minute. Hold up. That's dark as shit.
Too soon? My bad.
He's not even dead. It's just
Oh shit! My wrong guy. That was racist.
Yes, it was. We all know about the Dominic heel turn. So how do we feel about this scenario?
First, I want to give a shout out to my Baltimore Ravens today.
Oh yeah, I know about that score. I know about that score.
Fuck you blow a 35 point lead.
I'll tell you how.
How's this
Dumb coaching.
Shit. Anyway, Dominic, we knew that was gonna happen. It would be great if it becomes a double turn. It'd be awesome. But that's probably down the road.
Double turn.
Yeah. So
what's the payoff?
A longer feud. I don't know.
Okay. When you say double turn, what do you mean by double turn?
He turned on his father, then he turned on the Finn Balor. Though.
So turn his father and turn on Judgment Day. So what does that make him?
A double turn.
What does that make him?
He go back with his father. Back to a face.
What was the point of him? Okay, whatever.
I don't know. I'm throwing shit out there. See if it's safe.
I don't see how that plays off, but okay.
I'm still trying to figure out what's the payoff for the Judgment Day.
Well, look, let's be fair. Ever since Edge got kicked, they've been kind of
Do we finally get Finn? Well, who's beating Roman? Somebody has to beat Roman first. But
well, okay, so this kind of ties to another thing. So I heard a rumor that they want to try and get one of the titles off Roman without having Roman actually lose the title.
You put it in a triple threat match. That's the only way to do it.
No. Well, there's that, but I think the thing is that I think what one idea they want to try and do is strip the title off him and have a battle royale. Another option could be a triple threat match, but you gotta find people that actually fit that caliber right now. And the only person that will probably work in that scenario besides Rollins, because Rollins technically does have a victory over Roman, even though it's a disqualification, would be Cody, and Cody's still out.
I believe that, I don't know if y'all saw online what Sheamus said, that could be a very intriguing feud with Sheamus and Roman.
It could be.
Sheamus and Walter is the feud right now, yo. That shit be bang. Them motherfuckers be going at it.
There's a lot of stuff on the Walter Sheamus feud that makes someone go, yeah, I don't want to be in this room right now. I feel some sort of way because that shit hurts and it's loud and I don't want to see this anymore. Yo.
All right, so Chris, you might not be down with this because we're old, okay? And speaking of which, guess what I just got today? Well, guess what I just saw?
What?
I got 2 gray hairs right here, yo. 2 gray hairs. Wisdom, son. Wisdom. I'm happy. Got my 2 gray hairs. Bleach that shit. What is a Tim Tim?
A Tim Tim?
Yeah.
Wait,
what is this?
A Tim Tim? What is it, a movie? This is a Nintendo game.
It's a ripoff of Pokemon.
Basically, yeah. I mean, it ain't the first.
How do you do that?
It's not the first ripoff of Pokemon. There's plenty of them out the world.
How do you legally do that?
They rip off Pokemon and don't call it Pokemon.
Oh, right. That's they go from. Wow. Okay.
The game Killer Instinct is a ripoff of Mortal Kombat.
No. Killer Instinct was the shit.
Killer Instinct technically is a ripoff of Mortal Kombat.
No.
Technically. It is. It's a Mortal Kombat clone.
No finishers.
Bro, it's a Mortal Kombat clone.
There you go. No finishers.
It's a Mortal Kombat clone with finishes.
Well, Mortal Kombat is a ripoff of Street Fighter.
Not really. Not really, in a way. But Tekken is technically a ripoff of Virtua Fighter.
Okay.
I don't care what nobody say. Eternal Champions was the game.
Eternal Champions is also a ripoff of Mortal Kombat.
I think they were a little more gory than Mortal Kombat.
I mean, they was on Sega, so it makes sense.
They weren't.
They were Sega only, unlike Mortal Kombat, which was Sega and Nintendo.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's it for wrestling. Oh, MCW had their event. MCW Autumn Armageddon. Yeah.
I still plan on going to that. I still plan on going to that MCW event in October.
Okay.
I'll
be there.
The one Malachi Black is supposed to be there, so I'm hoping he's still gonna be there because I want to get my.
Probably won't.
I'm hoping he is because I want to get the NXT Championship signed by him.
He probably won't.
Well, what about we're not going to discuss the beef between Patrick Clark and EC3?
Oh yeah, dang.
Go for it, because I didn't hear about this. Go ahead.
All right, so EC3 went on a podcast. I think it was a podcast. He went on a podcast. This after Patrick Clark was arrested for battery and assault and having cocaine. So EC3 said that Patrick Clark, in one scenario was recording people in his had his phone down to record people in his bathroom, and Patrick Clark was like, "Yeah, no." He made his response on the internet. It was on Twitter and whatnot. But he basically saying, "No, yeah, no, that didn't happen. Stop the bullshit." And I'm paraphrasing a lot of stuff. Chris can probably fill in the blanks here, but he basically said that didn't happen. That's bullshit. E3 keep my name out of your mouth and some other dumb shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Patrick Clark just basically unloaded because he was like EC3 was there, some chick he was dealing with,
some mutuals that worked in the company, one that doesn't work in the company right now,
one that doesn't work in the company, and one that's I think he said it's on Raw today, and he's like there were lines of cocaine, and EC3 tell them about you doing the lines of coke. And he said it was a situation where he was pissy drunk, and Patrick Clark said he had his phone on the counter while EC3 was going to the bathroom, and he was like, "You could check with the people that were there. Nobody saw any videos. Stop it. Get out of here. Stop throwing smut on my name." And I haven't heard a reply from EC3. But
I think EC3 did make a reply. I just don't really remember what he said. I think he went on different podcasts and talked about it. I just don't remember what he said though.
We need Wrestler's Court back.
Wrestler's Court would have worked out would have helped out for the AEW situation. It wouldn't have helped out in this case. Because let's be fair, how do you have Wrestler's Court with two people that aren't even in the same company? One's not even wrestling, one's awaiting court trial.
I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with Control Your Narrative now that Braun has left that product.
So, well, I know one thing, they canceled all the tours.
Yep, it was dumb as shit. That's why. The whole thing was stupid.
Because one of the spots was supposed to be Rams Head Live here in Maryland, and Baltimore, but they're not doing that anymore. They cancel all their tours right now.
In late October.
I know. Yeah, they cancel all their tours. So I don't know what CYN is going to do. I really don't.
Garbage.
Oh man, this man is just not. Let's see. What else we got? Kind of. It was some other things that I came across too. Oh, so Brian had a conversation. It was a podcast about how he gets his mind into the mindset in wrestling, and the way he explained it is like, if I ain't know you, if I was a stranger that knew nothing about you, I think you're a sociopath. Because this man talked about how he getting the idea of liking the sound of someone's trachea being crushed. I'm like, bro, Brian, what the? But he said, how he explained it was like, when it comes like for example, like let's say someone breaks into your house when you're not home, right? Not much you can do about that. But if someone breaks into your house, you're home, and your child's there, you're gonna probably throw caution out the window and probably gonna go fight somebody. And if you happen to step on someone's neck and break the trachea, then so be it.
Yeah, he's pro keep the earth going, but I'll kill you. Kill a human if I have to.
Yeah. Brian's an example of self-defense when needed. I know NWA. NWA had a talent meeting for reasons unbeknownst to anyone, and a lot of talents like this is kind of a waste of time. But I think they had a talent meeting because of the whole AEW situation.
Probably so. Look, I'm the boss. Shit. Pretty much.
Also, we should probably raise a glass in honor because the black and gold is back. Oh right, y'all don't watch NXT, so never mind. Okay, so at the latest NXT show, it was a 1 year anniversary, which concluded with our new NXT North American champion Solo Sikoa.
Oh,
And at the end of the program, they basically dropped the colorful nature of NXT and they returned to black and gold. It's no longer NXT 2.0.
Jamal, I know it's your family and all, but I need for them to learn some new wrestling moves.
Look, okay. It's a discussion that we're gonna have at Thanksgiving. Okay.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I get tired of watching. They all do the same wrestling moves. I'm like, y'all can't do anything different besides a kick and a Samoan drop and a splash.
Super kick. Super kick, the headbutt. Super kick, the headbutt. Someone, yeah.
This is what my family made famous. Okay.
Like literally, there's only 2 Samoans. There's been like no, there's only 2 Samoans, 4 Samoans that didn't do the splash. And that was Yokozuna, Umaga, Roman, and The Rock.
Ming never did a splash.
Well, yeah, Ming too. But every Samoan has done the Samoan drop.
Look, okay, we're Samoan. That's what we do. You know what I mean? You just shoulders, bam. That's this. It's our thing. That's what we practice as little kids. Yeah. I remember that on the beaches of the island of Samoa.
Why is it that Jacob Fatu has expanded his repertoire?
He's technically Samoan, yeah.
He's one of the.
I mean.
I'm not saying. Chris didn't expand our.
Chris didn't Tama Tonga expand his moveset? He doesn't even use a splash. He uses a cutter.
Yeah.
Look. Okay. Tama, you know what I mean?
What about Tonga Loa?
Tonga Loa, I mean, you know.
Does Hikuleo use that stuff?
I mean, they do. We've all done it. Trust me, I've been in the lab with him. He was all there, early 90s. We was tussling. Yeah,
technically Naomi now Samoan. She doesn't use a Samoan drop or a splash.
Look, when she do. Like I said, that's when they brought her up. When they brought her into the family, that's one of the things you gotta do when they bring you in the family.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. The last time she did a splash, she got Jimmy Uso hooked up.
I see what he did there. Splash to the face. Oh, right. Shout out to Bang Bros.
All right, let's close the show.
Yeah.
All right. Want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode of a Good Wrestling Podcast. Chris, thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You can follow me at Be More Like Him on Twitter. Mostly wrestling, but I will dabble into some sports and other things just to ask questions. Why? I'm a question asker. But you can also follow me on Instagram, On Deck Oven and Grill. My second passion is cooking and smoked meat, paws, and crab cakes. So crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
Not my passion is smoked meats. Okay. All right. Will, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you all. Follow me at Ranger Zito for wrestling and anime and sometimes video game related topics. I may retweet, I may share stuff that anime and video game related or polls or whatever. So yeah, follow me with that. I'm slowly going back into streaming. So follow me on twitch.tv/ZitoBlade and somewhere along, and no promises, but I could be making merchandise, but we're not gonna talk about that right now.
Okay. And I've been your host.
Joe Button.
You can follow me on Instagram at BFMG. No, JMall Forever. Also, you can follow me at A Good Wrestling One on Instagram as well for the podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week. I love you. Be safe. And thank you. I forgot my outro. All right.